Today I'm going to discuss about the generative BI features in Amazon QuickSight. So we all know about generative AI, but today I'm going to discuss generative BI in Amazon QuickSight. So let's think about a use case that you have your cloud and usage reports in your organizations, and you want to find out all the insights out of that cost and usage reports. And you need to find out all kinds of analysis, find out any anomalies that you have it, and what kind of suggestions, what kind of cleanup suggestions actually you can recommend to resolve those anomalies. So doing so means if you want to just go and look into your cost and usage reports, car reports, and try to find out all the details, it will be a challenging job, and it can take hours, days to find out those details. But using generative BI features in Amazon QuickSight, it will be much more easier. You don't have to spend that much of time to find out all the details. And above and all, you may or may not need the technical expertise to find out all the details, because you don't have to write any SQL here, or you don't have to write any queries here. You can just post your questions as a simple English language, and you will get the results. So those details I'm going to show you today, that how you can set it up, the Gen BI features in Amazon Q, and all the Gen BI features, and how actually you can query the data, how you can query your organizational data. You can have any kind of data sets. You can have your S3 data sets stored into S3, you can have your files, you can have your data sets, the data sets stored in the databases. So those details I'm just going to show you today. So hopefully once you watch this video, you will learn that how actually you can use the Gen BI features in Amazon QuickSight. So let's start. So first, you need to create your own datasets. So click the datasets from your left-hand panel. Now create a new dataset. And now you can see that there are plenty of options to create your own datasets. You can upload a file. You can get the data from your Salesforce, S3 Analytics, S3, Athena, RDS, Redshift, you just name it. So for my today's demo, to just simplify the whole thing, I'm just going to upload one of my existing cost and usage report file that I'm going to use, and I'm going to use that file to get all the insights. So let's upload a file, and I have already downloaded one of my cost and usage report. So I'm just going to use that file, and now you can see that file, right? So again, it is based on that upload speed, it is based on your network, based on your file size, but for my file it is not that large enough, so that's why you see that it is pretty quick, right? Now you can edit the datasets. and you can see all the data. I have date, account, I have usage date, account ID, service, region, instance type, usage hours, usage cost, reserved instance coverage, and reserved instance utilizations. Now, if you want to change any one of those data formats, yeah, definitely you can do that, and I'll show you for one example. With one example, let's say you want to change the date format, right? So you can go here, you can just click, and then go your format, edit the date format, and let's say it is right now MDD-YY. I'm just going to change it MMDD-YYY, and you can update it, right? Similarly, if you want to change, let's say this one, if you want to change to decimal, you can do that. You can change to any other formats, right? So you just get it, right? Means it is pretty easy. So any date format or any data format, if you want to change from your existing and the source format, very easily you can do that. Then once you modify, if you need to modify, once you are done with that, then just do save and publish. So I'm just going to click here, save and publish. Okay, now it is done here. Then once it is done, then go back to your QuickSight's home button here. The next step, actually, I'm going to, once you are done with your data sets, once you review your data sets, you can, and once you publish your data sets, then the next step is go and create a topic. So you see the topic here. So I'm just going to click topic, and so I have one topic. So let me delete that first. And now I do not have any topic here. So let me create a new topic. Okay. So I'm just going to name cost and usage report topic. I can use the car topic. Car means cost and usage report. And make sure that this option is use new generative question and answer experience. This option is selected because that will help us to query the data, query the insights based on these data sets, right? So now let's continue. Now you need to select your data sets based on what data sets actually you want to find your insights. So I already created my data sets in my previous steps. So that is my cost and usage report. And you can have multiple data sets, right? So you just select your own data sets here. So for me, it's a cost and usage report, and then just create it. So now you can see that it is creating the topic. So right now it is 8%. It will take a couple of seconds to create the topic. So this will help once the topic is done, because this is kind of a backbone kind of thing. Basically, based on your data sets, you are going to create a topic, and then based on the topic, you're going to start analyzing your data or getting the insights out of the data. So now my topic is done. You can see that the cost and usage report topic is created a few seconds ago. So now next step is you need to create the analysis, right? So first you created your own data sets, then you created your topic based on your data sets. Now go and create your analysis. So I'm just going to create the analysis. I do not have any analysis right now. To create a new analysis, then select your data sets. My data sets is this. And by the way, you see that spice, right? So what is spice here? So this is a new feature for Amazon QuickSight. So it is called super fast parallel. Let me check here. Yeah, it is called super fast parallel in-memory calculation engine. So you can look into it, all the details about the spice, but it is going to help you to query your data very fast. So that is already included into the QuickSight license. So you don't have to pay, I believe you don't have to pay anything extra because it is already included, but it is definitely help to query your data very fast. So now select your datasets, and then once you select your datasets, then use the use in analysis option. Okay, and then you select the interactive sheet option, interactive sheet, and then create it. Okay, then once you are done creating your analysis, then go here. You can see that build visual, then click those 4 vertical the spots kind of thing, right? There's vertical bars, right? And then click the manage question and answer. And here actually you need to use, because you created a topic, right, previously. Now you need to link that topic with your analysis. So that's the thing actually I'm just going to do it. So I'm just going to use link topic for build visual and question and answer, and I already created my topic here. Now link it, and then I'm going to do the apply changes. So again, just to recap, it's not that difficult. First you need to create a data sets, then you need to create a topic, then you need to create an analysis, and then you need to link your topic to this analysis. So that's the last, that is the phase actually I'm right now. So I already linked it, and now I'm going to do the apply changes. So now you can see that my topic is successfully linked. Okay, now it is saying that now start asking questions to the Q-bot, right? So my setup is done. The setup is not that complicated, and you notice that so far I have not done any technical things, right? It is all setup stuff, and once you know how to set it up, it is pretty easy, because I have not written any SQL or any code yet, and actually I am not going to write any SQL code or any technical things here. It is just all the setups, and once you are properly set it up, you are done. So that easy it is. Okay, so I'll show you again. So now my setup is done. Now I'm just going to click the build visual. Now you can see your question and answer window actually came up. So now let's start building your analysis, right? So now first I'm just going to ask that, okay, And again, this is all generated based on the data sets. You can use those things in the pre-built AI generative pre-built, or you can use your own questionnaires or your own set of tokens. That is the questionnaires that actually are going to use it. So you can use your own questionnaires, or you can use those AI generated pre-built questionnaires. So I'm just going to use this AI generated pre-built questionnaires here. So I'm just going to use what are the top 5 instance type, right? And once you ask that question, it is going to get the data based on your data sets that you provided, and you see that you got the data here. Now, once you are done here, let's say this is your data sets. Now, just add to that analysis this data sets. So I'm just going to add it to the analysis. Okay. Now, okay. So now let's say that you are not happy with this particular chart, right? So then you can go back here, come back here, and let's say I'm just going to use the vertical stacked bar instead of horizontal bar. So I can do that, right? We can use this one, or let's say you want to change it to a pie, right? So very easily, and that can be this type of features actually you will get for any reporting tools, right? Whether it's a Tableau or Power BI. But the main thing is that how actually you're going to use the Gen BI features. That is the main part. So you can create any kind of chart, or you can change your attribute types here. That is, right now it is the group by instance type. You can change that if you want to, right? Let's say if I want to change instead of instance type, let's say I'm just going to change it by region, for example. I'm just going to add region, right? So now you can see that. Let me change that, remove. And now you can see that how quickly actually you can create your own chart, right? Instead of now instance type, now it is based on the region, right? So now let's create another analysis. So this is one analysis. So now let's create another analysis. Now I'm just going to create, let's say, I'm just going to use the total account ID by different services. Again, you can add that analysis here, and I'll come back. Again, add another analysis. Let's say I'm just going to add, now I'm just going to use my own questions or my own token that I'm just going to, based on that, I'm just going to build my analysis. So let's say I'm just going to ask that what are the top 5 services based on cost in the year 2024. Okay, so let's try that, and I'm just going to build it. So this time actually I'm using my own questions instead of using the default generated BI questions. Okay, so now I got that, right? So now let me add to that to my analysis. So it is now added, right? Now if you want to change again from the horizontal bar to, let's say, stacked bar, And you can play around with all the details. So I'm not going to spend that much of time here because it is pretty easy, right? You can see that. So here actually you can see that for Amazon S3, you can see that the usage cost was $270.38. For AWS Lambda, it is $236. For EC2, $180.01, so on. So you can see that based on these data sets, I have not written any SQL yet. It's just based on the plain SQL. I created my chart. I created my the analysis, right? And now, if you want to publish those things, because now you created, let's say you are done with your analysis, you reviewed your data sets. Now you want to publish it, right? So let's say if you want to publish it, so now you can create your own dashboards. So let's say it's a car dashboard, and I'm just going to use all sheets, right? All my analysis, and then I can publish the data sheet dashboard. That way you can, that other users can see all the analysis, right? So I have created 3 different analyses. So you can see that you can publish your dashboards, right? And then another new good thing or new feature is that once you create your analysis, once you publish your dashboards, now if you want to create an executive summary out of this analysis or dashboard, yes, very easily you can do that. So just create the executive summary here, and once it is going to build the executive summary based on your data sets, based on your analysis, and you can see that it built the executive summary. Now you have the framework, right? Now verify that executive summary, and if you want to modify it, or if you want to update it, you can do so too, right? But the advantage or the good thing is that it is going to give you the framework. You can use as it is, or you can change it based on your needs, but you have the framework, and you can start from there, from that particular framework. So it is quick enough to get the executive summary, to get your analysis done, to publish your dashboard, and you will be done, right? And again, so far you have seen that I have not written any kind of SQL codes. It is just I'm just asking in plain simple English language, and I'm just getting insights out of my data sets, right? Okay. So now let's go back. So this part is done. Now let's go back to your QuickSight again. So I'm just going to go to the QuickSight home button. And now you can see that the analysis actually I have created, it is here, right? So now the another nice features that QuickSight added, that scenarios. So I'll show you that how important this feature is, or how quickly actually you get the insights from your cost and usage reports, especially if you want to do the health check of your systems. Means if you want to see what is happening out of your cost and usage reports, what are the anomalies, and how actually get the suggestions, right? Get the practical suggestion that how actually you can resolve those issues. Basically, it's all FinOps practice related suggestions, questions, answers. You'll get it from here. So let me show you first. So let me create the scenarios. So So I have one scenario, so let me delete that first. So I deleted the scenarios. Now let me create the scenarios from the scratch. Now let's create the new scenarios. Okay. So now when actually you're going to start creating your insights out of your data. So now first you need to define that what problem actually you need to solve based on this analysis. So I have created, let's say I'm just going to use this problem. Then I'm going to, basically I'm asking that, okay, find out any cost anomalies, forecasting accuracies, reserve instances, usage, and provide the practical recommendations, suggestions for better cost management and more accurate forecasting. That's the thing actually I'm trying to do. That's the insights I'm trying to get out of my data, because it is very hard to get all those details based on my data. Definitely you can do that, but you have to spend more hours, more basically more excuse me, more man hours, right? So let's first upload the file, because you need to specify that from which file actually you want to get your insights. So let me upload the file first, and I'm going to use the same file. Okay, and then once it is done, then start your analysis. So this feature is definitely very, to me, it's very helpful because I used to spend long hours to analyze those, cost and usage reports and data, get all the details, find out basically find out the actual health checks, right? The health check means so what went wrong, what is not right, what needs to be suggested, means what needs to be done to fix things, any practical recommendations that I can suggest. Those details actually I had to do it based on my own analysis, but now based on this feature actually I can get all those data sets, then I can verify based on my knowledge, based on my data sets, I can re-verify it, and then I can publish the data sets, and I can use the data sets, or I can recommend those suggestions to my leadership, right? So now let's say I'm just going to use my own data set. Let's say I'm just going to use this one, or you can use any of those pre-built questions that actually is generated based on this data set. But let's say I'm just going to use my own data sets, my own questions, and I'm just asking that show me the highest cost anomalies in the past 3 months. Which services it has it, right? Which services they have the highest cost anomalies in the past 3 months. So now let me submit it. And now it is basically behind the scene. Actually, it is analyzing the data. It is applying all the different machine learning algorithms to get the right data sets, and going to give you the insights. So that is my point. Means if you want to do it by your own, if you want to apply all those details, if you want to select all those ML models, so that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work and a challenging work. But now QuickSight is doing for you, right? And then again, you can verify the data set, make sure the data set is right, and then you can publish it. And you can see that it has given you the first the first step, that first actually saying that we'll focus on the most recent 3 months of data to analyze current cost trends. So that's the thing actually guided, that recent 3 months of data and their cost trends, right? You can get all the data sets. And now what actually it is doing it, now next, to calculate the total cost and usage for each service and determine the cost per hour to standardize the comparison across different services. So that's the thing actually, it did it. And you see that for past 3 months, what is the total cost, right? So it is showing you the different services, the total cost, total hours, and cost per hour. Pretty cool, right? Because if you want to do those kind of calculations by your own, write your SQLs, so you need to be very technically sound, right? Or you need to understand the data pretty well. But for this particular scenario, if you are not that technical savvy, or if you are not that don't have that much of that knowledge depth, but still you can do your work. Now the step 3, what actually it is doing it will identify the unusual cost patterns for each service by looking at costs that are significantly higher than others. It's pretty cool, right? I mean, again, it is just analyzing all the data sets based on the different trends, and it's going to give you the results, right? That is still doing it. Let's see what output actually is going to generate. Hopefully you should not say that, okay, I didn't find it. But let's see. Okay. Okay, it may take a couple of more minutes, but in the meantime, I can show you other things that if you want to, in parallel, if you want to start another insights or another discussion, you can just click this plus button, and it will create another parallel sessions where actually you can start your another conversations with Q business, right, or with Amazon Q. But make sure that you have enough bandwidth, and I think couple of parallel sessions should not affect it. But again, if you have higher bandwidth, definitely should not be a problem. Okay, now it started producing the results. So you can see that it has started doing it. Okay, it has shown something. Total records, average, standard deviations. Yeah, it's a lot of information actually it has created. Usage date. Okay. So definitely need to review this information and make sure that these are correct, but at least it is producing the results, right? And now the last step, it is showing that summarizing the findings, explaining what the absence of cost anomalies means for your AWS services, and provide recommendations for ongoing cost optimization. See, this is also very important, right? This provide recommendations, because this is normally, this is a part of the FinOps practice, that you'll analyze your data sets, and then you'll recommend based on the FinOps practices as well as based on the AWS or Azure or GCP's best practices, that how actually you can resolve those issues, if you have any, right? If you have any cost related issues, let's say some of the services cost is too high, maybe you are not using them 24/7, 24/7. Let's say maybe you are using 5 or 6 hours per day, and rest of the times actually it is just sitting idle, right? But you are incurring the cost, right? So those are the different things actually it will find it out, and it will tell you that what is happening. So let's see what it's saying here. So first actually is saying consistent cost patterns. The lack of anomalies suggests that AWS usage and cost have been relatively stable. Okay. And then service specific insights, saying that EC2 had the highest total cost and usage hours this, but it is cost per hour was not flagged as anomalies. Okay, so this is not an anomaly. Okay, so basically just review those suggestions or recommendations and make sure those are right. And once again, always you have to review the output. You may or may not get the 100% right output out of this, out of this features or out of these result sets. So always it is recommended that once you get the data, make sure that you review the data sets, you verify the data sets, and then you publish, right? So it is also showing you the area of further investigations. Then it has showing the recommendations. It's saying the continue. One of the recommendations is saying that continue monitoring cost closely possible with more granular thresholds for anomaly detections. Okay, then conduct regular reviews. So all kinds of suggestions, and again these recommendations or suggestions are all based on AWS's best practices and definitely FinOps principles. So please review that. Review that again. Means always my recommendations will be whatever the output it is generating or whatever the output you are getting it, please make sure that you review that output, verify that output, and then use it or publish it. But the bottom line is, it produces so much information, but you have seen that I have not written any SQL code or any kind of code, right? Whether it's a SQL code or Python code or anything, I have not done that. So what actually I have done, just I used my own data sets. I exported the data sets. I created a queue topic. I created my analysis. I linked my analysis with that topic, and then I started asking the questions. That's all I have done. So that's easy it is, right? So again, just try it in your own environment. Try it based on your own data sets, whether it's a file, whether it's a coming from S3 or coming from any SaaS product like Salesforce, or coming from databases, whether it's a Redshift or RDS. Just try it and see how easy it is. So again, thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening and watching this video. I appreciate that. Thank you.